Digibyte's interesting to me. Seems pretty cheap, pretty undervalued. Has all of it already on the platform. Smart contracts. It's got privacy wallets. It's got the whole thing. It seems pretty undervalued to me. It's a fork of Litecoin. Kind of seems like that whole little group there is pretty awesome. But that's where we're moving, in my opinion. That's what's gonna happen. I just think that getting from there to where we gotta go is gonna be messy in between. Like, you look at a guy like a house like this, like they have no ability to produce food. They have no ability to produce their own electrical. They're surrounded by house. If things go really gnarly, you better be pretty cool with your neighbors, because you guys are living pretty tight, pretty close to each other. And I do think that the old system's gonna literally just unwind. Like, it's just gonna be like one day the old system just literally dies. It's gonna be kind of terrifying, actually. But it's gonna be exciting. And then I think that crypto is like, people are gonna be like, oh, this is the use case. Like, this is why crypto is. Like, this is why we need it. And then if you have crypto, I just think you're gonna be able to transact when other people aren't able to transact. And so you're gonna be able to pick up on those fear trades. That time that like people sell like good assets that you can't buy anymore. Like 7.3 turbo diesels, like for cheap. Because it's a great truck, but they're scared. And there's like that moment to just snatch, and you're like, hey man, I got Monero, bro. Like, I hook you up with Monero. Oh my God, I can buy anything in the world with Monero. Yeah, you can buy anything in the world with Monero. Anything. And Bitcoin has a use case too. I think that there's a point where like businesses are gonna be like, yo, give me Satoshis. I'd rather have Satoshis than dollars. And if you look at it, as far as Satoshis, I think you can get like 1,500 Satoshis for like $1. And I mean, I know it's sold, like people think you gotta buy a whole coin and stuff. You don't. You can buy $5 worth of Bitcoin if you want, $50 worth of Bitcoin if you want. But I think that the trade there is like $1 is going to get you like well over 1,000 Satoshis. And like long term, like I'm so much more bullish on Satoshis than I am dollars. Like, I'd rather have 1,000 Satoshis than $1. Like, to me. Yeah, it might drop in half, and then I get to buy 2,000 Satoshis for $1. But I think that these things are, something that you need. Everybody needs to have 10% of their net worth into crypto, in my opinion. Like, it's just, what would it hurt? I've lost 10% of my net worth many times, many times. If it went to absolute zero. But I don't think that's the case, because I think that these things might go 100 times, 1,000 times where they are now, because their use case, like Peter Thiel, is a 0 to 1. It's 10 times better than the alternative at the moment. So I just think they're so asymmetrical that you can't afford to not get the education to learn, so that you can make these eliminations and go, oh, well, yeah, he's talking about Monero's got one problem here that he's not pointing out. Yeah, you know what he's not pointing out? You can't audit the supply of Monero. So technically you could counterfeit it if you could figure it out. You need to know this enough to go, oh yeah, that's a risk, right? My buddy pointed that out to me. Hey, he's bullish on Monero. We're mining it, that type of thing, right? But he's like, hey, one thing, auditing the supply of a private currency, we don't have a method to do that. So, there's that. And it's like, good, you're pointing out a weak point on the ship. So technically there could be more in existence than not. But you need to understand the blockchains enough to go, okay, like, I'm not a coder, I'm not a developer, but I see the economics and it's pretty basic. It's supply, it's demand, it's cash, it's stock to flow, how much is flowing in versus how much supply is there, and what's the use case, and what's the alternative. What's my alternative? A digital Fed coin that comes with a microchip reader that's attached to my medical history? Okay, yeah, give me my Dogecoin, please. Oh, it's a dog coin. Great, please go down to 5 cents again, like, please. Well, don't you have a bunch? Won't you want to sell it first before it goes to 5? Nah, nope. I'm fine with my entire baggie of Doge just going all the way down to 1 cent, or a 1 cent of a cent, or whatever. I'm fine with it going to almost zero if the rest of it remains true. It's 10 times better, at least, than the alternative. It's 2,000 times more, even more than 2,000 times more rare than the alternative. It has the same name, dollar, Doge, like, it's very similar. I don't need a bank. I don't need credit card processors. It saves me 3% just by transacting with Doge over transacting with anything else. And if it goes down, like, very, very much so, like, thank you for this one opportunity where I can back the bus up again. Same thing with Bitcoin. Goes up to 20,000, crashes down to 3,000, goes to 10,000, crashes down to 5,000. Thank you for these opportunities. This is great. because we know where it goes. You're gonna have $1 million Bitcoin. It's a fact. You're gonna have $1 million Bitcoin. If we use Bitcoin to buy all real estate and all real estate transactions, even just in a state, not even like, I mean, just the United States, but just a state like Texas or Florida, was mandated at some point to be done in Bitcoin so that it was simpler for the system and needed less people to function. Take the amount of real estate divided by 21 million Bitcoins, and that's just your base for what that thing market cap is valued at. Divide it by Satoshis. That's what a Satoshi is worth. You can buy one for like 1,000. You can get 1,000 of them for one. Anyway, gone on long enough. Love to see you guys in the comments. I appreciate the likes, the subscribes. It makes these videos pop. And so these videos like really do happen. I'm noticing the view counts like getting doubling, and it's starting to double. And it's all because you guys are hitting those like buttons, and you're gonna, yeah, I know you guys are on to the next video, but you hit a comment, hey bro, like the video, whatever. I'm trying to get back to everybody. But that helps push this thing big time. And to you guys, major appreciation. It's why I do these videos. Peace.